Gosh darn it. Oh, there it is. It's very exciting, I know. So, welcome to the Temple of Technology for the day. I am your host, Scott James Magner, and we're going to do a little bit of unboxing. And may also take the opportunity, since this is a behind the scenes video as well, to look at Camera 2, where we are more green screen enabled than ever before. It is, stay classy, it is a basic drop down curtain. It's not. It's the same one I had last night, in fact, but the tension rod busted loose, and I needed to get an actual curtain rod, and so that's what I dropped up there. And I think I can. I don't want to worry about getting the image in here, but it's. I'm going to show you exactly how it looks because we can do that sort of thing here. And so I'll turn the filter on, and this is what that thing looks like without the chroma key. It's simply and just don't go together. It is just a curtain that comes down, and it's 6 across by 9 down, which means that it drapes, right? It drapes over that table to give me a lot better coverage. And armed with this knowledge, right, I've redone these scenes, and I've made sure that everything is going to be tracking the way it should be tracking from now on. So it's just, fun stuff. And, hilariously, since the green is on over here, you can, when I've got the filters turned on, you can actually see a bit of green screen in camera 1, which is actually the camera 2 green screen. And so I'll prove this by turning on the chroma key, and then boom, you can see the planet Jupiter there, and the little ray of light that's coming through the window, and you can see you can't see it here. I will point, yeah, right there. You can see the light that's up there and little bits of my desk. In fact, you can see my microphone twice, because here's the microphone, and there is the microphone. Anyway, it's not all that exciting. So, I wanted to do an unboxing video today, in general, just so that I just want to turn all this off. I don't want to go crazy. In fact, on this camera, I should be able to just turn off the display capture. Yeah, and it's just blackness. But that's not what I care about as much. I care about you, the viewer. And why we're here today is because I got something very special in the mail, and I want to talk about it. I don't get overly attached to things and objects because I've lost everything a lot of times, but memories are something I really care about. And today I want to talk about a specific memory, a specific thing that means a lot to me. So when I was a kid, I was thrown from a horse at summer camp, and I cracked my skull and I died. I was dead for a few minutes, and then I wasn't. But it was long enough to have permanent brain damage, and it affects a lot of things. And one of the things that I lost right up was all my memories. I had emotional responses. I knew who people were, but things that I had done, things that I had interacted and done, they were just gone. I didn't have the reference to connect them. Right? I've got a few of those memories back over time. Right? They're still in here. I just can't access them, and it's annoying. But I talked about this with my friend Brooks Peck a few years ago when he was putting together an exhibit for the Science Fiction Hall of Fame, a Star Trek exhibit, and it was talking about people's personal experiences with Star Trek, and I told this story and how Star Trek was one of the things that got me through this because it's something that I had watched before I died, and it was something I watched after I died because it was in syndication, right? And I'd seen all the episodes before, and I'd seen all the episodes after, and it helped me bridge the people that I was, the person I was before and the person I was after. Star Trek helped me do that. And so Star Trek was a huge part of my childhood, my second childhood, as it were. And then Star Wars I saw in the theater, biggest day, later that summer. So it was giant for me to see Star Wars because I had literally never seen anything like that before. And it worked wonders for me. It really changed the way I look at the world. So when I go on about Star Wars and I get a little weepy, it's because Star Wars means a lot to me. It's literally something I've been watching my entire life. But the next year, something magical happened because it wasn't Star Trek, which I watched every day, and it wasn't Star Wars, which I also watched every day because we had it on a Betamax tape. We had a bootleg copy on Betamax, and I watched that every day, but it was the same thing every day. This was something like those two things, but it was different, and it was different every week. And it wasn't in syndication. You had to watch it live, and it was the first live television show other than the Star Wars Holiday Special or the parades on Thanksgiving and New Year's Day and Christmas. It was something that I watched live. It was the first live television show that I ever was a fan of and that was ever able to interact with, and that was Battlestar Galactica. And this box right here should contain the complete series and then some of Battlestar Galactica, the classics. I've got the new ones downstairs, and they're fine. I love the first 3 seasons, and the 4th season just leaves me kind of meh. I don't think they stuck the landing. And there's a lot of that going around these days. People don't know how to end series. So I'm hoping that, when I'm writing books, using my second favorite tool in the universe here. Yes, indeed, here it is. Oh, it's a big one, too. It's a big, thick spine. I've made a lot of room downstairs with this in mind, this specific collection in mind. Now, there are 2 Blu-ray collections of the original Battlestar Galactica available online. You can get the remastered edition, or you can get this big original edition. And this big original edition actually contains the remaster as well for about the same price. So don't be fooled. Make sure you're getting the one with the red box because it has more discs, right? It has, I think, the remastered version has 9 discs, and I don't think it has the TV movie that started everything else. And this one not only has that, but it has both the widescreen versions that they've remastered, and they've basically cropped it to look like a 16:9, and it's got the 4:3, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to see the original presentation in high definition, and that's what we've got here. So we're going to slide this out, and we're going to look at the contents as an unboxing. Now, this is a nice, big, thick box. It is solid. I'm going to keep this box, and I'm going to keep the discs in it. So this is the 35th anniversary edition of the TV movie, which was actually filmed for widescreen theater release, right? Just in case they weren't able to make the TV show, they have made this movie to be their representation. And then we've got widescreen versions of both Battlestar Galactica and Galactica 1980. We'll put these to the side. I'm still going to watch them, and I'm still going to I'm actually going to archive both versions just so that I've got the coverage the way I want. And then full frame versions of the original series and 1980 again. There's not a lot going on in these discs, right? It's basic bare bones. You've got list of episodes here, and it's essentially the same format that was used for the Blu-ray releases of the Ronald D. Moore Battlestar Galactica. In fact, this came out around the same time. I just didn't choose to buy it. I was still holding out to get the big Cylon head, and I never really pulled the trigger on that. I never went back to it. So we got 6 discs here, which is all the original series. There's not a lot going on. And then the same thing again, widescreen. So my thoughts, right, how I'm going to shelve these, I could actually put these in larger cases. I could put both the full frame and widescreen stuff, because it's 12 discs, and I have 12 disc cases over here. But I'm going to put them side by side next to each other when I put them back in the box, so that I don't have to differentiate between one or the other. In fact, when I'm wearing my glasses, I'd be able to read here where it says full frame and widescreen. So it says that on the back. I'm wearing contact lenses today for various reasons. And that's it. That's what we got going on today. This series means a lot to me. It really does. And I might, since 1980, Galactica 80 is only 2 discs. In fact, 2 discs that you can see other stuff on the background. Since it's only 2 discs, I may put both widescreen and full frame in a 4-up Blu-ray case. I have those around here as well. And that would save me, 15 millimeters or so. And I may put the movie in a slim case too. But to do that means I couldn't use this cool box. And I do want to use this cool box. I have the room on the shelf. I don't need to condense just yet. So I am doing that right now. This is widescreen. I really can't read up close with the contact lenses in. I opted for the single vision contact lenses, figuring that I would wear readers. I have the readers right here. Actually, I can put them on. I've gone through a number of different readers, and I keep breaking them. But these seem to be the most durable, mainly because I can put them in this little carrying tube. And they do exactly what... Oh, look at that. I can read the thing. Right? It's wonderful. I want to get particularly nerdy and get the get readers that are shaped like Captain Kirk's readers in Star Trek 2, 3, and 4, right? And that then eventually get broken. He has to go pawn them. They were a gift from Dr. McCoy, and there will be again. I want to get those. And those would be cool. I think that would be a big nerd thing for me to have. And I want that. All right. But, yeah, I can read everything perfectly right now. Read it all clear as day. So, yeah, I think I'll keep the presentation of these in here. I'll make sure that all the spines line up, because that's the sort of thing that drives me crazy when spines don't line up. In fact, that's why I spend so much time taking things from one box and putting them in another box. But that's it. Nobody's watching this. It doesn't really matter. I'm doing this video for myself to tell a bit of my story about Battlestar Galactica and where it brought me. And it was important to me, Battlestar Galactica, especially when it went into syndication, right? When I could watch it every day like I watch everything else every day. And it wasn't in syndication long. It went off the air, and it was done. It was dead. And so when it came back for 1980, it went into syndication again full time, and it lives out there somewhere all the time now. And that's important. That Battlestar Galactica, this original vision of Glenn Larson's, it resonates. It makes things happen, right? I mean, there were more episodes of the revival than there ever were of the original. It was a vastly more successful show. It had vastly more funding. It had more drama. It had more action. It had bigger name stars. I mean, Lorne Greene was a giant. He had been on Bonanza forever. But Richard Hatch, Dirk Benedict, these people weren't names that you knew. They weren't anything like that. But when you got around to Battlestar Galactica, Edward James Olmos, huge actor. Mary McDonnell, huge actor. They brought Richard Hatch back. They had Jamie Bamber, who wasn't huge in the United States, but he was huge in the UK. He was a big name actor. And the stories they put together and were able to tell, some of which were reflexive on the original Battlestar Galactica, but the rest were just brand new stuff. And for me, that whole series peaks with the very first episode, 33. The miniseries, I keep off to the side, right? I don't. It's clearly the same show, but it's packaged differently. It's held differently. And I think if they had done nothing else but the miniseries, they would have been a giant success. But then they did 33, and 33 is one of the best episodes of television I think has ever been filmed. It's certainly the best Battlestar Galactica episode by far, and it only goes downhill from there. And it's a very gradual curve until you get to the third season, and it drops like this and levels out, and then the fourth season just kind of drops, and it tries to climb up, but then you get to that finale, and it ends up somewhere here when 33 started up there. And that's just the nature of episodic television. Not everything can win an Emmy. Not everything is the best you've ever done, right? If you were always doing the best you could ever do, man, you'd be tired. You'd be so tired. So you want to do good, and you want to do best that you can. But it was a fine television show, and I would watch it again in a heartbeat. In fact, I probably will. So I am preparing for a stream later tonight. We're going to be doing Retro Game Night again. But I'm going to have some fun this afternoon archiving these discs and say, oh, look at that. I can set something right here. And the green screen takes care of it. Or I could be like Rick Sanchez and go, oh no, they caught us while we were asleep. And that's what the temple looks like when you're not paying attention. It's one of my old monitors. It's really good. I cleaned off this side table here where I do my computer work and unboxing stuff. Since I'm going to be doing unboxing here on camera 2, stay classy, a lot more. This table is going to go back to being my workshop for various projects. And there's a Mac Mini that's been disassembled for the last 7 months. And has it been 7 months? No, it's been the last it's April. Yeah, I stopped working on it. I broke it. Let me just put it that way. I broke it in early November. I tried to upgrade the software, and I did it the wrong way. And I can't get back to where it was because the sound card inside isn't hooked up the right way. So I don't know exactly when to push the buttons because I can't hear the sound. And it's hilarious but annoying. And so I just kind of set it aside. And then I got this iMac over here, which I was also able to upcycle. It does everything the Mac Mini did for me, and except the disk drive doesn't work. And the disk drive in this old Mac Mini works great. But it's the computer that I used to archive every CD that I own. And I got a new CD that I want to archive in the same fashion. And I've been holding off because I kind of want to. It's the first new CD I've bought in a long time, and I want to use that Mac Mini to do it. So that's what I'm thinking about. Can't really burn discs with the iMac because the disk drive doesn't work, and I don't quite know how to replace that easily because I know you have to take the entire machine apart to get at the insides. And if you want to, and in doing so, it's very easy to break them. Now, I didn't pay that much for it, right? It was a small purchase, and the odds are high that later this year I'll be getting. Just dropped my knife. The M1 Mac Mini, which would make it the 4th Mac Mini in this house, and I would really need to clear out some stuff. So finishing the resurrection job on this guy here would go a long way towards making me feel better about it. I mean, I'm sure I could have a Mac Mini in every room, but at what cost? At what cost? So that's where we are for the day. I want to thank you for watching, those of you who are not watching. Do we have robots? Yeah, we got a couple robots. Mr. Plying and Abbott Costello. Hello, robots. If you learn to chat, look me up. But until then, I am... why is it... I hate it when this happens. I'm the idiot with the microphone. For some reason, the text from my web address is just locked onto the screen no matter what. But the text filter that I have... Oh, because it's right there. Okay. Then turn everything on, turn everything off, turn everything on, off. All right. Figured it out. I don't know why it wasn't showing up the right way, but I am the idiot with the microphone, Scott James Magner. Thank you for watching, and if you like science fiction, head to rsentertainment.com where you can buy books written by me, influenced strongly by Battlestar Galactica, and other independent voices that we who have stories that need to be told. So thank you very much for watching. I am the Idiot with a Microphone, Scott James Magner, and I'm signing off.